But there's holy days in the Bible that we're supposed to be going by, not the customs of this world, not the customs of man. Like I said before, I said before that's secular. All right, worldly. But in Leviticus chapter 23, I might read all of it, I might not. It basically explains, you know, the our holy days that we're supposed to abide by. This is Leviticus 23:2. It says, "Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feast." All right. So he says his feast. All right. So the feast of man, the Most High doesn't deal with. All right. The Lord doesn't deal with the feast of men. All right. This is Amos 5:21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. All right. All right. So basically, the solemn assemblies. All right, because these solemn assemblies that most of Jake is accustomed to now are assemblies made up by man. So it's really wicked. All right. But we have the feast days that are set up by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, for us to abide by, to follow. Okay. Leviticus 23:2 again. It says, "Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feast days. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest." All right, and actually, the Sabbath started, if I'm not mistaken, Wednesday sundown and the Thursday sundown. Right? So we were in the Sabbath anyway. um, However, the Sabbath is what we should be going, which we should is what we should be celebrating, not Thanksgiving. All right, this wasn't for us. It was actually designed. It was actually designed. All these holidays are designed to keep our mind off of what it should be on, and that's the kingdom. All right, because they paint a pretty picture and put glit and glamour in it. Matter of fact, hold on. Matter of fact, I just went to Google and just Googled Thanksgiving, and went to images and see how they make it look all peaceful. Right? They make it look, people celebrating all nice, pretty colors, the nice turkey. You know, they make it seem to be all peaceful and righteous, but it's not. It's wickedness. All right, it's actually a disguise. It's sorcery. It's witchcraft, man. It's a lie. It's enticing to those that don't understand that we're supposed to be following the holy days in Leviticus. All right, the ones that are set up by Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, because it seems so pleasant to the untrained eye. You know, it seems so pleasant to the untrained eye. All right, this is Proverbs 12:26. It says, "The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them." All right, so our people are being seduced by the ways and by the wild. They're being overtaken by the wiles of the devil. All right, so they're partaking in the holiday, thinking that it's a righteous thing. They're praying. They're praying to the devil. Because anybody that believes in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, you're wicked. That's just it. I mean, I'm talking about you going, putting stuff together, you praying with them and all that kind of stuff. I know certain people, like, you got certain brothers that live with other people or whatever. If you're eating a plate, you're eating a plate. That's just something different. You're not giving sacrifice to these. You're not partaking in it. You're speaking against it. You know what I'm saying? But I know individuals in our camp, like our elders, they fast on days like this. They cut themselves because they don't want anybody to get any idea of thinking anything, which I can understand that. But We are supposed to be rehearsing the righteous acts, and Thanksgiving is not a righteous act. You're not going to find that anywhere in the Bible. All right. All right. Leviticus 23:3. It says, I'll start at 4. It says, "These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in your seasons." All right. And the 14th day of the first month, even at even, is the Lord's Passover. All right. So at the beginning of the year, that's when we do the Passover, which is in around April, March and April. Okay. And we, we had it earlier this year, and so, and these are the things that we're supposed to, and the world doesn't teach you this. They don't teach you. It don't teach you about the Passover. You got the fake Jews that so-called do their Passover, but that's even wicked within itself. All right. It says, on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. All right. Unto the Lord 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. All right. Why is that? Because during the time of the Exodus, we didn't have time to put any leaven in the bread, so we had to eat unleavened bread. Okay? It says, "In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein." You treat it like a Sabbath. All right, it says, "But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. Even the 7th day is the holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein." All right. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, "Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest." All right. This is another holy day. It says, "And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Ye shall offer that day when you shall offer that day when Shlaki. All right, this is Leviticus 23:12. "And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf, and he lamb without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of an hin." All right. "And ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your power. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, and in your all your dwellings." All right. So basically, you know, this 20 Leviticus 23 breaks down the holy days that we should be paying homage to, that we should be celebrating, that we should be being partaking of, not the ones that are created by man. All right, because the ways of men are wickedness and unrighteous, and we're seeking righteousness through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, the only one that's not in here, in Leviticus 23, I think, is Hanukkah. And Hanukkah came about around the time of the Maccabees, I want to say, during the Maccabean revolt, when they came back to Jerusalem and found the temple broken up, and they didn't have enough. They didn't have any. It wasn't. I don't know if it was Jerusalem. It might have been Jerusalem, maybe Bethlehem. Not sure. But when they came and tried to light the menorah, they didn't have enough oil. But they sent somebody to get the oil. Hopefully, I'm getting the story right. But the menorah stayed lit for 8 days, 7 to 8 days, and that's where they get the dedication of the lights from. All right. So only the holy days in the Bible are the ones that we're supposed to be partaking in, man. You know. And they try to make it so glorious and say, well, it's a time of year where all of the families can get together. Well, really, it's really like Apostle Tahar was saying something in the video the other day. He's like, yo, you have no reason in trying to be with no family. Your family consists of your wife, if you have one, and your children, your immediate family, and your, first of all, the brotherhood. That is your family. And those individuals that are with you should not be partaking in these wicked holidays. Now, Scripture does says if you want to dwell with a non-believer, if you have a mate that's a non-believer, you could dwell with her. But that's at this point in time, that's not really a good idea, especially if you guys have children. You know, because that's gonna be a tear at you because you want to teach your children the right way, and she wants to teach them the wrong. You know, but But, you know what I'm saying, falling behind the ways of the heathen is not going to do anything but make you miss a food. It doesn't matter how you try to dress it up and say, oh, I'm doing this for this. It's a way for me to see my family. It's a way for me to do this. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything to the Most High. It doesn't mean anything to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, once he said it, it's etched in stone, and that's just it. All right? And he can carve it into your stony heart through the missiles, man. All right? So I'm gonna end it at part two, right? Part two. I'm breaking it in two parts. I'm gonna end this at part two. Part three, I want to go into like the Trail of Tears and all the things that the Native Americans went through, being here, right here on this land, when their land got invaded by the settlers, the so-called white man, which is the devil. All right. See you in the future. Shalom.